Greg, entering your third season here with Ole Miss, and you're a part of an offensive line that is filled with guys that have either made 3 years or 4 years worth of starts. I mean, how incredible is that going into this year, knowing what you have on that offensive line?
I think this year as a group, being veterans, I think our O-line is a strong point on our team. I think, a lot of guys on our O-line don't get a lot of credit, but I think a lot of guys like AG and Sean Rollins are going to surprise a lot of guys this year. And I'm excited to see what we're going to do this year as a whole offense in general. So it's going to be a big year for us.
Just how important is that, knowing that you're going, it's not just anybody, it's the SEC, and you've got a cohesive unit that, so long as everybody stays healthy, I mean, they've seen the Alabamas, the Auburns before. They know what to expect in road environments.
I think this group we have here is special. It's not a lot of talking. We just go to work every day and get after it. I think a lot of guys have marked us off the schedule. But I think we're going to surprise a lot of guys this year. I'm really excited for a lot of home games and road games, especially like LSU. Baton Rouge is going to be pretty crazy. I think we can go down there, have fun and get a dub. So.
Let's talk about your offense, starting with Jordan. First full year at the helm. What has he shown you as a leader and the kind of controller of the offense?
Jordan is a different kind of guy. He doesn't have to be the more aggressive guy. He's a jokester, and everybody respects, Jordan as a person. So he doesn't have to come off aggressive to, get a point across. We respect him and we listen. He's, last year he was kind of, getting guys to, respect him. But this year he has us and our respect, and we're excited to see what he's going to do back there, while we give him time to. So.
And you hear all this hype about Jordan Wilkins in Indianapolis, and you're not going to be with Devon to start the year. So tell us who's going to be running the ball behind you guys. There's going to be a handful of running backs, maybe some new faces for these guys.
That group right there is underrated, and I think they're going to surprise a lot of guys. I think, in my opinion, we're going to have more than one 800-yard rusher this year. Scotty from JUCO is a different kind of cat. He's special, I think he has a lot of Keem Judd in him. He has a lot of great attitude, got a lot of great work ethic, and I think he's going to come in here and surprise a lot of people.
So on the defensive side of things, you lose Breland, you lose Marquise Haynes. So who's been tough to handle from the defensive line that might step into a new role this year?
Ryder's definitely improved. He's gotten bigger and stronger. Josiah is definitely. He's been proven to, dominate. Vic is healthy this year. I think he's gonna have a big year this year, and I think that D-line's gonna get after it. That's another group on our team that doesn't get a lot of love, but those guys come out to work every day, and I think that group right there is gonna be pretty good.
How excited are you to go home to Texas to start the year?
I'm pretty excited. I'm going to Houston. I gotta get a win. I gotta win. I gotta get a win. I can't. I can't go home and lose. It's like a tradition. Like A&M, last time I went home, A&M we won. So every time I go back home, I gotta win. It's a must.
What's it going to take over these next few weeks at camp? What are y'all looking to improve on? What's it going to take to have a successful camp and come out a winner in week one?
One, just being healthy, just getting everybody through camp, and that's going to be the biggest thing. And I think another thing is going to be, just really seeing where our identity is. Everybody knows about NWO. But I'm really excited to see what other unit on the team is going to step up, and be a force to be reckoned with. So I think this year a lot of people doesn't have a lot of faith in us, and I think everybody thinks we're average, but in our eyes we're way above average.